everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast. Once again, thank you to my return visitors and my subscribers, of course. They give me the chance to bring great guests like this legend here that we have today, Mr. Herman Rarebell. Herman is best known as, of course, as the longtime drummer for the Scorpions, playing on some of the most iconic rock songs ever recorded. Songs like Rock You Like a Hurricane, No One Like You, The Zoo, so many. They have Herman's indelible stamp all over them. Herman has turned the tables a bit and has made a record honoring his peers from the 80s and their iconic songs. The album is called What About Love, and it comes out April 11th on Metalville Records. Herman's a German. It's so great to have you.
Thank you. Nice to be.
It is an absolute honor. This new record, Here I Go Again, I Love Rock and Roll, Addicted to Love. Some of them I expected from a drummer. You love that drum sound. You got to love that drum sound on Addicted to Love. And, In the Air Tonight has that drum fill that everybody waits for, But there are some here that are just beautiful songs. I Want to Know What Love Is. Just a great vocal song. Every Breath You Take. So you do a lot of different things here. Tell me how you chose the songs for the record.
Well, as you know, the album title is "What About Love," and this was always one of my favorite songs in the '80s. As you know, the band from Canada, Heart, did it, and very, very happy that I have the original guitar player from Heart with me, Howard Lees, and I'm very happy about also Bob Daisley on bass from Black Sabbath days and Ozzy's days, and also Dan Huff, which you all know in the States. What a great! He plays the first solo on What About Love. That's also the first single, and we wanted to make a statement, basically, just saying what happened to love in nowadays world. All we see around us is hate, hate, and hate again. What for? Nothing will work really without love. We all knew this from the past, even from the old hippie days. Works, make love not war. You remember those times. So we wanted to bring this message across, and I'm very happy that they all joined in with me to deliver this message. And then I decided, come on, make the whole album. So I have now a girl singer in my band too, Van Voss, and Michael Voss is my lead singer. Michael is also producer and singer with Michael Schenker. Mm-hmm. And we know each other for a long time, obviously, So this is my band, which is behind me now with all the people. And hopefully we can come to the States soon and tour this,
That would be so great. That would be so. It's been a long time since I've seen you on the stage, so it would be great fun to do that for sure. And I look at this band and Howard Lees, a friend to the show, been on many times. We've communicated many times. I know what a player he is, and it's just. Oh, he's immaculate when he plays. Choosing those heart songs. You got two on here. You got What About Love, of course, and These Dreams. Yeah. Did you try any other heart songs? And did you come to that decision to have these on there with Howard?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I know the heart songs, all of them, but I have to make a choice. And the girl, Vanessa Vanderforst, she said to me, please let me do these dreams. I can nail it down. Trust me, Herman. And she sang already before, Love is a Battlefield, and she did a great job there. You can see on the video, she's also live, very good, performing it, So for me, it was the right choice. I play it heavier than the original. I play it like Herman Rarebell, because I'm a heavy drummer, as you know. So I wanted to have it more in this direction. Now it really kicks ass, the way I wanted to hear it. It sounds heavy and it really moves, And the other ballad is just a wonderful ballad, an all-time classic ballad. You can release it in 10 years and it will be still a beautiful ballad. And she sings it really good. For songs like this, you need a killer singer, and she nails it down. This is the point here. And then I had them sing together songs like I Want to Know What Love Is, or my song, Passion Rules the Game. So it was like a duet between woman and man, So that made it change. I didn't change much of the arrangement by Passion Rules the Game, but I told Michael Voss play me a new guitar solo in there, which he did, and I'm really happy with that, So now the next step is, as I said earlier, is definitely going out now and perform those songs live. Obviously, I'm gonna play my Scorpion songs also live. The ones I'm also wrote and got involved in the writing, like Rocky Like a Hurricane, Passion With the Game is a must for me. Blackout is a must for me. All those songs I will of course also play live in the live shows.
Oh, incredible. That just, I get chills just thinking about it. It's so great.
That's
I mean, those songs sit, at the core of so much of the people that have absorbed those songs. It's the fabric of our lives. It's the soundtrack of our lives. It's just so important to us, and that'll be special for sure.
yeah.
Uh, Neil Carter, you have UFO and Gary Moore. Jim Valance, I notice, co-writer on much of the Scorpions' Crazy World
He's
records.
in my video. He's the only video he's in. Is on my video now. And What About Love? He plays the keyboards in there.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I always think of Jim as a songwriter. He's been on, written so many classic songs. It was great to see him playing keys here, and on the record and in the video. It's really great. It was really great.
We did the Crazy World album. Me and Klaus, we went over then and we wrote with him then. I wrote with him about 8 or 9 songs on the Crazy World album,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that well. Yeah. So, like I say, it was great to see his name there and on this record for sure. One of the highlights for me, "Sweet Child of Mine"
Yeah.
with that female vocal, Van de Forst. Just, I mean, I like it more than the original.
Yeah. Everybody tells me this, believe it or not, They all go, wow, wow, wow. What this girl can sing, that's the difference.
Yeah,
And people can hear it because she sings into your heart and your soul. This is the thing.
yeah.
She really you there. That's why she's the stepdaughter of Michael Foss, by the way.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael married the mother.
Wow. Wow. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of talent in that family, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. And as I look forward to play with all of them. We're probably going to start in Europe, probably in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, places like this, Italy, and then see. But I think, I have many fans in America, so I can't wait to bring this over and play it to them, obviously.
And we can't wait to see you for sure.
Yeah,
uh,
Chicago, especially Chicago. Wow. Love it.
yeah, it's
But yeah,
always I saw the recent Scorpions tour. And I've seen the band so many times over the years. Saw the most recent one, and I just when I got to the stadium, it was just filled. And I just love that people remember these songs. It's so important to them, and they enough to come out and see the band in whatever formation it's in, to get those songs. And that doesn't always happen now. I notice the attendance is down sometimes, and it's not easy to fill a stadium, but these songs are so important to people. Yeah, it's really great to see. When you came into the Scorpions, Taken by Force, one of my favorite records, "Will Burn the Sky." It's just one of those songs that lives with
my
me.
song on that album is Saints of Sharon. It always will be.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I remember I did this with Uli in his apartment in one afternoon, just after I joined, maybe a week or 2 weeks after I joined. And I loved the beginning of it with Uli's playing there.
that
And I
re-
did drummings there than before, but I think, one of my favorite songs until today. I'm thinking about it, also put it in the set, as a surprise.
yeah. And you, I'm so glad to hear you say that because I grew up with two older brothers, so the '70s era was there. In Trance was always one of my favorite
Yeah,
records. Virgin Killer was there, and those Taken by Force, of course, and those records. I go see the band early '80s. The Love at First Sting tour, '84 probably. Nothing before Love Drive. I go to see the band now. Nothing before Love Drive.
yeah.
It makes me wonder. Was there an appreciation for the '70s era, and why doesn't that ever get played?
Well, that is something you have to ask the band because don't forget, I joined in '77. So when I started, my first song I wrote for the band was "He's a Woman, She's a Man." That was my first one. And Uli, for example, didn't like this song at all. After this album was over, he left the band and made Electric Sun. You remember? And
Yep.
then to look for a guitar player, and I talked Michael Schenker in to join us. I said, "Come on, I'm in Germany now. I left England. You can leave." He left already UFO, so he joined for the Love Drive album, as you all know. And he
Yep.
played, especially on my song, Another Piece of Meat. He played the lead guitar. He played Coast to Coast. He composed it too. The same goes for Holiday. The same goes for Love Drive. He had a big influence on this album.
Mhm. Yeah, and such a great album it is, and it is a real transition from the Uli days, we'll call it, where it's a little darker, it's a little more Zen, spiritual.
Yeah, but I joined the band the first time I seen them with Uli, and then Rudolph asked me, "So what do you think about us?" And I said, "Well, there's two bands here. There is one band who goes direction Jimi Hendrix, and the other band goes direction melodic hard rock, like Foreigner, like Uriah Heep, or any of those bands, because Klaus is that kind of singer. He sings nice melodies. And Rudolph is a kind of a composer. He composes really rhythmically also. He's a rhythm guitar player, and so that's why I got on so good with him, because being a drummer is the same thing. It locks in. But my favorite guitar player of all of them was always Michael.
Yeah. Oh,
Michael is a wunderkind, we say. He's special.
he
So
is.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is, and I had a chance to see him about four times just recently,
Yeah.
his last tour, and he hasn't lost a step. The guy is just he's immaculate in the way he plays and his
But
solos.
he has a gang with him from 2010 to 2016. Yeah.
Yeah,
16. Yeah.
yeah.
But then, we split. That was the last time we split. And I said to him, I need to do something else now. See you later. So we're going to probably play at some point again. I did an acoustic album with him about a year ago. I played the drums on it. But the record company told me it's only going to be released in 26. So if I tour with him, it will be in 26.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, that would be so great. You two together. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't even wait.
Yeah. We did. There is a video on YouTube. It's called Michael Brighton. I live in Brighton, and you can see the video where we just rehearsed. We have even over 1 million clicks because when we rehearsed there.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's, it's called Michael Brighton. Yeah, go and check it out later on.
yeah.
So which videos did they send you? They sent you the new one, Love is a Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded this here in Munich, and just to give you an idea of what we are like live, when we perform live. I have a hot, I can tell you.
Man, it's so great. I love that you're still out there playing and you
Yeah,
want to play live, and it's great. And for a drummer, that's a little more. It's more physical. And you're not in your teens anymore. We know that. It can be difficult. I just spoke with Rick Emmett from Triumph, and
yeah.
he's the master guitar player and songwriter, but he's kind of retired. He doesn't want to be out on the road. It's just something that he's
Oh,
left behind. And I get that. So it is a real gift to have someone like yourself that was still a chance to see on a stage.
well, not only this, I wouldn't know what else to do, really. I cannot start now at 75 with a new job. They're gonna. I play drums all my life, and I'm going to do this as long as I can. We had a while ago, we made a band called the Drum Legends. It was me, Pete York from the Spencer Davis Band, and it
Yeah.
was Ginger Baker from Cream. So we played each, I played 30 minutes of Scorpion songs, he played 30 minutes of Cream songs, and Pete played, of course, Give Me Some Loving and Keep On Running and all that stuff. So we went down really good. That was on the 19th of April 2019. And on the 6th of October the same year, he passed away. He died. I think Eric Clapton was the last one I saw him, and they shake hands and we're friends again, like so many times before.
Yeah.
But Ginger was a crazy guy. I loved him, and it was good fun doing this.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another one. just just so much history and great soundtrack of life.
Yeah, yeah. But nobody stays here forever. It's like
Right?
when you get older, that's the reality. There's nothing. Yeah. As Paul McCartney would say, let it be. Let it be.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
And you are clearly making the best of your time here, and
yeah.
we so appreciate that for
So
sure.
I like the new album. That makes me happy because then the work wasn't for nothing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is great. I love seeing these songs. I mean, these songs are iconic songs that everybody in the world knows, no matter
Yeah,
where you are, or these songs. But to have them reimagined by such great musicians and singers, and
yeah,
it's great to see that for sure. Um, by Animal Magnetism in '80, you were contributing quite a bit
yeah,
lyrically as well as on drums. Uh, I mean, you even come up with the album title, right?
yeah,
Animal
yeah.
Magnetism. Yeah. Um, which of the Scorpions records sits closest to your heart? Is there one in particular that maybe you were most involved in, or you enjoy the songs more than
Well,
any other?
I got actually two or three. I got this one, Anime Magnetism, the follow-up, Blackout. I wrote a lot of lyrics in this one. Also, the album title was Me Again. Then, of course, the one with Michael on it, Love Drive. I think those are my three favorite ones. Then, of course, Taken by Force, there's one favorite song on Their Sides of Sharon. But I tell you what I don't like anymore. The albums really after Crazy World. Yes, the one Face the Heat with Bruce Fairbairn, that was nice. But everything after that, I wasn't a fan anymore. That's probably the reason why I left. I couldn't see any more progressing. So I said to the band, it's time for me to do something else.
Yeah, and that's where I lost the band. Oddly enough, it wasn't the Scorpions that I loved anymore.
Well, that's why I didn't want to go along this way. Because after Wind of Change, Klaus said to me, I'm going to write more songs like this. I said, you can do this, but I'm not with you anymore. And
Okay,
then came another one out, which I couldn't listen to this, You and I left it then. Then I said, that's it for me. I stay in rock. I wanted to stay in rock. I
right.
don't want to drift up in the Wind of Change way. Great song, but it wasn't for me, meant for me. For me, I'm more in the direction of Sales of Sharon and songs like this.
Yeah, yeah, and that's it's so interesting to hear you say that because that was the one that my thought was. I heard "Wind of Change" really take hold and be a worldwide beautiful song.
Yes,
Uh, it really is so meaningful. And just a legendary song. But I think it felt like that song dictated the shift to where there was.
and don't forget, we played the Moscow Music Peace Festival in 1989. And then we thought, oh, finally, they changed their mind. They're going to stop making all those atomic bombs. They're going to not get more tanks and more U-boat and more airplanes. So I said to myself, oh, finally, they stop all this shit. Now they're going to talk peace and love. None of this happened. As you see the situation now, it's worse than ever.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
And that is sad because it felt very close at that time that we were going to be a more peaceful world anyway.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, and that
That's
song.
the wind of change. That's why we wrote the wind of change.
Yeah, right. And that song just it seemed to bring a lot of people, a lot of countries on a worldwide scale
Yeah,
together. Uh,
yeah. It was the number one hit in 20 countries.
yeah, yeah, crazy. But I do feel like it sent the band in a bad direction
Yeah,
after.
yeah. That's exactly what I think. It was
Uh,
And I think as good as the song was commercially, it wasn't good for the philosophy of the band,
right.
because we drifted more and more away. I remember we played in Munich in Germany, a whole, I think, 12,000 people, and half the audience, or two-thirds of the audience, were housewives, and they were sitting there for 2 hours holding their ears because we are a rock band. So we played, of course, our show, And then in the middle, we played Still Loving You and Wind of Change. Then after this, they got up and never came back. Those people didn't come either anymore. They play Schlager now, which is a very terrible term for music in Germany,
Yeah.
which they play normally like the October beer festivals, they play those kind of stuff. So this was the thought then. So for 2, 3, 4 years, we had very much difficulties with our audience because the hard rock audience was missing and the others never came back because they were much too loud, much too loud.
Right, right. Yeah, and I think, I saw the band, do songs like Under the Same Sun, and it kind of felt like a second wind of change.
Exactly.
Really trying to write another wind of change, and I think that was probably a mistake. I feel. Uh, yeah, yeah. So here's a question that I've been wanting an answer to for many, many years. Uh, the song Holiday, a wonderful, wonderful song, a kind of a two-part beginning and second half
Which
song.
one? Holiday?
A Holiday, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when I see it live, always, every time I've seen it live, it's always the first half, never the second half. Uh,
Yeah,
why is that?
because they never put it in there. I said the same thing than you because me being a drummer, I've been waiting for this too. Living for the bum, bum,
Yeah,
ba-da-na. I did it. I did a show a while ago. It was called Scorpion Song Symphonic. I played with a big orchestra, and I had this song in my set, and we played the complete song.
yes,
It's awesome. I have it on CD. I have to send it to you one day
that'd be great.
with the orchestra, and it sounds awesome.
Ah, is there was there any reasoning behind why they didn't
Yeah,
want to
just
play?
just to save time, not to make the acoustic version so long in the middle, because you cannot play holidays, say 7 minutes probably, and then you have another song which is 6.5 minutes, Still Loving You. That's nearly a quarter hour in the show. That's a bit long.
Okay,
So
yeah,
that was the reason most of the time just to cut it half.
okay, yeah.
But,
I always missed I always waited for that, and then it never came, and I was like, because I love
and
that song.
I have to tell you something. In 10 minutes, I have to make another interview. So
Okay,
stop in about 5 minutes.
okay, great. Yeah, one of the coolest songs on the Blackout record, Arizona.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you wrote that. There's got to be a story there, right? What inspired that song?
Well, I tell you, this was always my favorite country in the United States was Arizona. Maybe because as a kid I probably played too many Indian and Cowboys things when I was a kid. But I always loved it there, and I had some really great times there, some great parties there. Arizona always was a guest,
Yeah.
as you can see in the first line. And so I loved everything there, the attitude of the people, the girls there. I wrote another lyric part there, but one day in the earlier tour. Here I am, rocky like a hurricane. The first lines goes, it's early morning and the sun comes out. Last night was shaking and pretty loud. My cat is purring and scratches my skin, so what is wrong with another sin? This girl was still laying in the bed in the hotel, and I was opening up the curtain. The sun was coming out, shining directly in my face after a whole night of partying. And in those days in the 80s, the parties were crazy, as you remember. I
Yep.
mean, it lasted all day, all night. And we partied every day, especially me.
Crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
That's so great. Yeah, I've heard you say that you like some of the newer Scorpion stuff, as I do as well. It's a little more back to the return to form. Would you, if the financials were right, and would you step on a stage with the guys again, or possibly do a last album or something like that?
Well, if somebody asked me, obviously, yes, I would. So phone the others and tell them to ask me, then I'll say yes. That's
And
simple.
that would be special. That
Yeah.
really would.
Then we have to take Dieter also on the boat, the original producer,
Yeah,
because he made all these albums go to platinum, point. And
absolutely.
because I was surprised the last time they said we're going to make an album like Blackout.
Yeah,
And I spoke to Rudolph. I said nothing to do with Blackout. I said if you really want an album like Blackout, you have to get me back and Dieter Dirks back. because otherwise it will be something different, and it became something different. I heard the album and I said to myself, no, this is not my Scorpions anymore. This is something else, you know.
Well, one of the things, and you mentioned Dieter, and I'll let you go. One of the things that Passion Rules the Game is such a, your song, one of my favorite Scorpion songs, but that crash cymbal in Passion Rules the Game, that
Yeah.
big splash, that is the key to the song for me. I mean, that is, and the production on that I wait for that in the verse, and it just, that when you hit that, it just, oh, it's so perfect.
Thank you, thank you.
You
What
know.
do you think about the new version you have now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
how do you like that?
fantastic.
Yes, the same break.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Herman, love you so much. Thank you so much for the music and all the years of playing, everything you do.
I hope this is not the last one, Scott. So we're going to see you hopefully soon. You know, if I play nearby, come and say hello. I'll get you backstage then.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Herman. I look forward to seeing you here in Chicago.
Okay, you take care then.
All right. You too. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.